Hey everyone, welcome back to NRL Fantasy Analysis. We're going to roll through the round 9 teams for this week, starting with the Cowboys and the Roosters. So let's get straight into it. We've got Hamiso is actually coming back into the fullback position this week. So he got dropped for Valentine Holmes last week, and this week they've decided to put him at 1 and bring Holmes onto the wing. So we'll see what that brings out for the Cowboys. Probably a little bit more attacking flair. Coming out of trouble with Holmes there, and hopefully a little bit of ball play from Hamiso. So that's going to be the biggest thing for them. And on the Roosters side, we got Boyd Cordner, who is out this week after he got concussed, so just giving him a week off, which is fair enough for them. And Daniel Tupou is also out with Ryan Hall coming onto the team. So nothing really to talk about there, apart from Flanagan still killing it. Nat Butcher gets another run with Isaac Liu not in sight yet. And it looks like he'll be in the next week or so. So we'll see how that plays out for Nat. And moving down to the Titans, biggest one to talk about here is Firma. So he snuck onto the starting side in the second row last week. He's actually been moved to the centres. So they've got a few things going on. They've got the Tremaine Spry here making his debut. They've dropped Tyrone Roberts. Corey Thompson's back to 1. So they're just making a lot of changes there. The rest of the team isn't too changed apart from Mitch Ray getting injured, which moved Clark back in, so he'll be starting again this week in the 9 jersey for those that still have him. He'll get a little bit more of a bump in price, hopefully. And Sam Stone has come into the starting second row side this week. So again, as I said, a few changes. And his price is $470 in the 470s, so I wouldn't be thinking about him at this stage. Onto the Warriors side, we've got RTS back. For those who have him, don't think there's many that do. Tanua Brown getting actually more minutes than he was early in the season, and he's scoring about 15 to 20 points less. He's hitting about 50, and now he's on the weekend he didn't even get 30. So just doesn't seem to be running the ball as hard as he was then, which is a bit of an issue. Carl Lawton's moved into the 13 spot, so got to play in the second row last weekend and did okay. But again, not someone I'd be thinking about bringing in when you got Jazz Savanga, who's now back on the bench, and you got Papali as well there, who could play that role, and he has in the past. There's every chance they change before the kickoff, for example. So that's all to talk about in that game. Rabbitohs Tigers, biggest one here is going to be Cheekham. It's moved in for Joe Leilua. And that's really it in this game. Nothing really to of note. Obviously, Eisenhuth is there. NRL Physio came up and said that Twil's out of his brace, and it's most likely, now that's the case, it'll be another 2 weeks. So the next 2 rounds, and then Twil will be back. So I wouldn't personally be bringing Eisenhuth in. I know he scored well on the weekend, but yeah, not really worth it. And Luchi Leilua, he obviously had a bit of a scare on the weekend, but that's all that's been said by the coach, that it was just a bit of a scare, and he should be okay. So I have him in my team. Hopefully he does play this week. I'll be looking to move him on to a keeper very shortly, but he seems to unfortunately get into the 40s, in the low 40s, and then he either gets taken off for a spell, or this week he got injured. So a bit annoying that way, but someone's in the 40s, we'll have to move him on very soon. And Sam McIntyre got injured, got a head knock as well, but it looks like he'll be okay as well. Onto the Sharks, we got Matty Moylan out with his hamstring injury. Dugan's gone back to 1. Bryson Goodwin's gone to 3. And Ronaldo Mulatalo has been moved to the bench. So really nothing of note here for fantasy coaches. And then a little bit of a change for the Panthers as well. So Dean Farre comes back into the centres, and Brent Naden goes onto the wing for the fact that To'o is out. So he's out for, it's believed to be 8 weeks, which is upsetting. He was doing really well. So that's all for that game, guys. Moving on to the Broncos, Corey Oates has been moved to the second row. Sarko and Coates are getting that wing spot. Tessie New did all right on the weekend. I guess, you're hoping for a bit more against the Warriors, but the Broncos have just been terrible, so there's not much we can expect from him there. And Wakeham's doing okay, if anyone brought him in. For Tyler Mariner, Was a try scorer on the weekend, which has bumped his obviously price. His price is getting a big bump, and scoring really well. So since he's moved into the second row position, he's averaging over 50, which is why I said he was going to be a good buy. Especially as a mid range, he's going to score well for you and make some money. I unfortunately didn't bring him in, but yeah, that's how it goes. Luke Thompson this week comes in. It's kind of sad for Elliott with his dislocated shoulder, but he's going to be out for 3 to 6 months, is what's said. So that'll be the season for him, which gives Luke Thompson a chance. I imagine a lot of people will be taking a punt on him this week. He's a fairly easy swap for Tanua Brown, for example, only an extra sort of 80k. My only thought with that, guys, is just make sure you have enough trades to do that, because if he comes out and he flops and he scores 30 to 40, I'd call that a flop. Then you're going to want to trade him out and he's not going to be a keeper. The other thing is if he comes out and smashes it, then you've got a cut price keeper, at 550k. So think about that. With him, I'm personally going to wait a week, I believe. I think I should try and hold off on a few trades. So I've only got 12 trades left, so I don't want to burn any, and he's not going to gain any crazy money over this week. So you can wait a week on him if you need to. And that's about all. There could be a few changes. There's talks of either Milford or Croft being dropped for Dearden across this week. So we'll see how we go there. Raiders and Storm, not too much to talk about here. Only the biggest one, was the Emre Gula and Sia Soliola are injured, and they're long-term ones, guys. So they're going to be needing someone to replace them, and Dynamis Louis comes back into the starting side. And got a young fella, Kai O'Donnell, who's coming onto the bench. So something to think about with that, guys. He's 228. He's a second row forward. Again, you might be using him just as a cash out option there. I wouldn't be expecting too much. Probably not as good as player as Gula. I know Gula came on, he got some minutes, and someone's gonna have to fill those minutes with Rapana on there as well as your player that's your utility player. There's the word. So there'll be minutes there. Just depends if he's good enough. Will he be able to score well? On the Storm side, Munster has been named in number 19 jersey, so there's a chance he plays, but it's only been 2 weeks. I doubt he comes back, and again, NRL physio was saying that most of the injury that he suffered is a 3 to 4 week injury, so it'd be unlikely for him to start this week, but I'd say next week is more of your chance. If you're holding on to him, definitely keep holding on to him. And then the Knights Eels. Tex Hoy onto the wing for Edric Lee, who's injured. Unsure on this stage how long that's going to be. But if you have Tex, he's going to be starting. And Matautia, with the head knock over the weekend, he won't be playing. So he's had a bunch of them in the past, so they're going to be very safe with him. So unfortunate for those guys who have him in their side. He's definitely going to be a hold. He's been scoring well. He had 23, 24 just before halftime, so he was looking at 40 plus again for a centre is perfect. Nathan Brown's back for the Eels, bumping Nikora back to the bench. And that is all on that one. And then just moving down to the last one. Guys, the Manly boys are pretty much the same in terms of, instead of Adam Fanua-Blake, Paseka's starting, which he has done in the past, but he's not fantasy relevant. And only things with the Dragons is Fulmayanu is moved back to the bench, and I'd say he's definitely a sell now if you are looking to sell him. And Benny Hunt is starting in the 9 jersey with Cam McInnes moving to 13. So I had someone mention to me in the comments that Ben Hunt, they believe, is going to score amazingly well. And yeah, okay, if he's playing 80 minutes, there's a chance he's going to score better, but I feel like for him he'll have a game or two of 70 and 80, and then he'll have games of 30. I think that's where he's going to be. So he might average 50, and that's kind of, for someone in the number 9 position or in your halves is just under that keeper bracket anyway. So probably wouldn't bother with him. Just have a look at his scores when he's playing 60 minutes. He's got 2 games there where he got 30. So not something I'd be thinking about. He misses he does miss a fair few tackles. Missed more when he was at halfback, but just something to think about there, guys. With him, if you're thinking about bringing him in, McInnes is going to be playing the 13. I think he's going to do just as well. He runs the ball more at 13 than he does at 9, so it's not going to affect his scores at all. So anyway, guys, that's the team list for round 9. Nothing too crazy. Good luck with your trades, and I'll be posting some more videos to come. So enjoy, guys.